It's really happening. It's really happening. I think it's happening. Well, welcome everybody. Where is she? Here we go. You can't see my background. I may change that. So, oops, I just put my candle out. Welcome. All right. Welcome, Sylvia. Oh, hello, Gracie Boo. So, Grace. So, we are going to dive into the Mayan magic and specifically today, because there's so much of it. And I'm going to be teaching you more and more about the different aspects of Mayan mysteries and Mayan magic. It's become my thing. I live here. I've lived here for 9 years now and more in love with it than ever before. And the mysteries keep opening, deepening the heart, what I call the blue, Mayan blue heart of truth. And I'll show that to you another day. I'll find that for you. We actually have a woman who was at my first retreat here and 9 years ago. And we'd finished our pyramid top activation on the equinox. Everybody was free to go around the site. We all ended up at the same site, the same temple randomly. We didn't know. And we were paired up. And everybody started having a past life experience. We all had a past life at that temple. It's happened to two of my groups now, the entire group. And it was quite profound. One lady started fainting. Another lady was, kind of freaking out. So we sat down, we started to, I'm like, come on, let's do it. We sat down. I immediately left my body. The pictures of me are like this. And this one lady, she was just walking around. So she wasn't really it wasn't her thing. She wasn't feeling too involved. So she had a kind of a professional camera. So if you've ever seen me share these pictures where we're sitting on the side of this ancient temple and it's picture, because she's doing that. And suddenly like a green sphere appears and then another one above us and then near us and maybe a third one. And it's like sphere, boom. And one frame, this enormous pink light, the shaft of pink light came down. And I'm not sure if I know where those photos are right now, but they are on one of our slides. So I'll make sure to show you those in the next few days, in the next few weeks, because that's what going to sacred sites and doing it in a sacred way on a incredibly sacred moment, a time like the equinox, is like amplifying the doors opening, the ease with which you heal, you release, you become, you grow, you sprout, you die to something, okay? All of the above. It's a journey. This is a sacred pilgrimage of your soul. This is a sacred journey. So all of my retreats are like a cocoon. You enter and through the usually 5 days, like a day before and after makes it 7 days. And then there's usually a second part. And there is on this one, it's dolphins, light weaving, and interspecies communication. So if that interests you, tune in with me in a couple of days or tomorrow, I can't remember. But coming up soon, I'm going to start sharing about that as well. And of course, you can come to all of it. So it's a 10-day retreat. And if you don't want dolphins, or if you do want dolphins, only dolphins, there's that option for you. So I carefully craft these retreats, and I've been doing them here in the Yucatan now for 9 years. So this will be our 9th year anniversary. Of course, we had a few years off with the pandemic and Chris's seizure. And this land is alive. People are starting to learn about it. More people are aware of it. It's in the news more often. There's more money putting here. They're putting in a train to take people to some of the sites, and there's so many sites here. There's over 2,000 sacred ceremonial sites just in the Yucatan, Okay. And the Mayan land goes down, right? Guatemala, Honduras. So a little bit over into Mexico. So what we're looking at is a really unique place on the planet. Why are they here? I always look at that because Earth energies. So I'm super excited. to be working with, mentoring with, and working with, doing some retreats with the beautiful Maria Wheatley. If you don't know her, you have Gaia, look her up. She's phenomenal. And I'm becoming a master dowser with her. So I have radionics, pendulum, and Faraday cage training, which is all training with frequencies in ways where you learn to be able to communicate very quickly and very clearly. So dowsing isn't just finding water, huh? The earth is full of energies. It's full of vortexes. It's full of gateways, chimneys, circles, grids, ley lines, dragon lines, yin energy, yang energy, some energies that are very, very, very detrimental to your health. In fact, it's such a living organism that the more I learn about it, the more I'm shocked that we're living so unconsciously, building hospitals, schools, in houses without even checking what the energy is on that land. Just so that's a piece of land. That's all that's available. And too bad, whatever it is. And that's one of the things that Maria does. People hire her to come to their house or their land and to map the earth energies. So you know that you go to a spring or a tree or a garden. I used to go to the meditation gardens, the self-realization meditation gardens overlooking the ocean in Encinitas almost every day. You go, whatever it is for you, right? You go to this place and it feels sacred to you. It could have a temple or a pyramid, or it could just be your backyard, okay? It could be whatever, because that energy is coming from the earth. So it's happening right now in your house. You can start to think about this. I call myself an energy girl because once I realized what's underneath that, what caused that, I got out of the emotion, I got out of the blame, I got out of victimhood. I started saying, well, how does this game work? And what is this going on? And that's why all my work is to empower you to learn who you are, what the divine laws are, how energy works, what's inside of you, what to do about it, right? In a practical way. So going to sacred sites, even on a daily basis in your neighborhood, is very empowering. One, why? You get away from technology and people and just in nature in any way vital. But something happens, doesn't it? It actually lowers your stress level, right? And there's a peace. And then perhaps you like the beauty of a particular color, a rose or a tree, or you watch a babbling brook, or you watch an ocean waves, you watch the sunset. You're watching it for the medicine, for the magic inside of the energy of that plant, that rose, that color. It's a harmonic, it's a frequency. It holds a particular kind of energy, a personality, right? So, you use shampoo to get the dirt out and you use conditioner to put the softness in. And so there's a different energy. Sunset and sunrise have completely different energies. The Egyptians, the ancient Egyptians had, oh my gosh, I have had much mystery school training in the Egyptian arts. I think it could be as many as 5 to 7 to 9 names for Ra. We most know him as the sun god because he has a different name when he's rising and a different name when he's setting and a different name when he's here and a different name when this is happening, right? And so this is telling you, why did they care this happened? It's so inane to say that these ancient peoples, our history writers were stupid. So no offense, they were at low states of consciousness and we were all taught the nonsense that they came up with because they were looking at ancient peoples through their own lens. And they're assuming that these people are primitive and stupid and didn't have technology and therefore were superstitious and believed in gods or built big temples for weird superstitious reasons. They couldn't conceive of an actual real reason that these temples are here, that there's earth energies underneath them. You will find such powerful earth energies under every kind of temple that Maria does not allow me to go very close to a pyramid to practice dowsing, to go look for certain energies that I learn about. I have to go find them and map them and then learn to to feel their signature. So the more you understand how complex the earth is underneath you, you start to realize it's a bit like the stars. It's like if you look at the stars above and you can actually see them, you see so many stars and it just feels vast, right? Well, they were completely connected to the cosmos as well. And they were fully aware. They walked in two worlds. They walked conscious that they were spiritual and that they were human, that they were divine and that they were here in the 3D. But that didn't mean that they denied everything that wasn't 3D. When you keep your spiritual nature, when you realize you are the above and the below, as above, the divine, so below, here, your body, your human, the physical world. As without, the world around you, as within. That means that you are a direct, exact reflection of the divine. It is up to you what you do with it. And what is outside of you is within you. It's also the reverse. What is within, as without, as below, as above. So it goes both ways and it's a current. So behind me is the temple of the 7 dolls officially. They have stupid names, so I often don't use the names because somebody made them up based on that they found statues. There are 7 statues. Or the Spanish called everything a castle or the king's house, and nobody lived in these places. These were sacred centers. And Maria and I are working together a lot now, and we're teaching this. She also says this, and it's part of the reason I really like working with her. I'm trying to get myself back, is that these centers, like all of Sedona, basically, have such powerful energies that nobody should be living there. The ancients didn't live there. These big spiritual centers that still exist they're not houses. They're spiritual ceremonial centers. They had people there every day. They had people learning the priesthood. One of the sites I go to a lot, I love, has what is called the Sacred Feminine University. The Spanish called it the nunnery. Okay. And still the carvings are all around on the walls, showing the birth of the universe, the evolution of turtles, the evolutions of humans, all through to the sacred feminine. What's that? What is the sacred feminine? What is it together? All around this enormous quadrangle, there were classrooms, and so many carvings still exist above them. It is just out of this world. And all the way through all of it is one beautiful divine God or being or Maya master of light. And that's Kukulkan. Kukulkan or Quetzalcoatl is the sacred serpent or feathered serpent sun god, the primary god of the ancient Maya. The sun god is every culture has a sun god. You have to have a sun god, right? Your sun goddesses too, but we're talking about like that primary god. There is a one God, that's Hunab-Ku. So you have this sun coming down to you, and it's what? It's life force. It's bringing light. It's feeding plants. It's feeding you. Things are growing. We know that the sun holds more codes than that, but just with that, it's bringing life force. But they understood the multidimensionality of the world. They spoke to the stars and they spoke to the earth. They built these on sacred geometry aligned to sacred geometrical alignments because they were amplification of consciousness centers. When you go today, you will not be prepared as a priest or a priesthood like they did oftentimes much of their life. You will be around other people, either our group or other people. And so those energies will be different because everyone there isn't there for the sacred purpose. However, those people are still there because all time, all lives exist right now. So when you walk into the pyramid, and this is the one we will go to at the sunrise. What's going on here? On the equinox. So we get special access at 5 a.m. We get to see the sun, the moon, and I'll show you pictures in a second, trying to get out of the way. Here, I'll just do this. And this is my photo that I took. This is, and then you wait for the sun to rise. And this aligns with the temple door. You can see it coming through the two windows on the side, and that energy of that light is palpable. This is medicine. This is solar medicine that you can go out and you should download every day. You should take at least 10 seconds to put your face up to the sun, even if you can't see it, to graciously and gratefully receive all the rays of the sun and all of that. Now you can see how it is lighting up, glowing. It's not just coming through the temple door. That's because this temple is built for this purpose, and its purpose is to amplify, to harness the solar medicine, the solar light, the frequency, the harmonics. Okay, it's existing as a color. It's also existing as a frequency, a sound, a harmonic, as a ray, as a master of consciousness and light. And you see, as it eventually rises, this is sort of the peak moment. It forms what I see as wings. It looks like butterfly wings, come up like right there. And the light, the sun behind it. Now, this temple had another temple built over it, and it's part of that is still there. And so this experience, I've done some pretty epic things in my life, and this is top 10, probably top 5 life experience. I wouldn't miss this for the world if I am here. When I first found out, when I first came over and I wanted to know, did you open early? Nobody knew, nobody said. It's sort of like that here. You never quite know. And I even went there. So I arrived at 8 a.m., which was their normal opening time, and all these people were leaving because they had opened at 5 a.m. I was so heartbroken. I went in, absorbed the energy. I had the whole place to myself. Talked to Venus. This is also where the Temple of Venus is. Magic, fairies, butterflies, galore. Really beautiful energies here. It's called Sibyl Sheltun. Now, what happens is that you will receive the solar initiation. It will come right here onto your forehead. So we will be positioning ourselves exactly. I know where it is. They had some people helping us that first time I went. So, and you're a ways back from the temple. Now, I'm going to be preparing you before you go, because part of Mayan magic is that you are always prepared. You don't just show up somewhere. You don't tromp on the ground without welcoming yourself and telling Mother Earth you're here. It is a very gracious, loving, harmonious culture. Kukulkan's key message was love. Love yourself, love everyone else, and see the light within them. The love is what ignites the light. And he's the guide going like this, like your Kundalini, as it rises, taking you back up here, filling your third eye. That's what your Kundalini meridians do, okay, through your chakras. That's the caduceus symbol. Pours that light into your third eye. This is where you're going to receive the initiation. Boom. Whatever's optimal will happen. When I did it, we received it 7 times. What does that mean? I'm going to get my pickies out since we're diving right into this here. I'm on this one here. So, willkommen, my loves. Okay, so this is what we're doing today is we're looking at the solar initiations at ancient pyramids. And this part of the Mayan mysteries and the magic is similar to many cultures. Very few cultures have surviving as much as the Maya, even though it's almost all under jungle and a lot of it is being discovered. But I go to one site, which is enormous and it's gorgeous and I love it. And it's where the Sacred Feminine University is. And they've excavated an entirely new area and opened it since I've been going. And the man that I met who's lived there, he's one of the tribe. And so he grew up there. So, of course, there were no barriers and the government didn't own anything. So he could run all over the pyramids and go up and down anything and see anything. And those are the people you want to talk to. And he said, oh, they haven't even scratched the surface. They're barely even 30% of just that site. Okay. So, you're coming to a land that in and of itself is full of magic. Beneath us are cenotes. These are caves of limestone, over 300 to 400 miles of interconnected underwater rivers. Some people scuba dive them. Cenotes, water caves, we will be going in them. They are beautiful, amazing, purifying, loving. Cacao ceremony. The first day, we're going to open our heart. We're going to prepare you. We're going to welcome you. I know exactly how to talk to Wayanin, Mother, I am here. We do all of the magic and preparation so that when you arrive at this place, you have had beautiful experiences that are bringing you here, healing your heart. All right. So the retreat is called Equinox at Ancient Pyramids, and it's Mayan magic and mysteries. We're going to be primarily focusing on our two ancient solar initiations with rebirthing, heart opening cacao ceremonies, Mayan spirit ceremonies that I'll share later. These will show you more in another video, and rebirthing. And I've actually just locked in this amazing sound healer and a sacred cenote, just private, that we will do near the end of our retreat. And it is, again, the first time I did it was a year ago. And it was, I had to do it. I had to find a way to fit it in again. I couldn't go do this without bringing it in. And it's one of those things that's worth every penny. It's worth everything to have this. It's really profound. So totally at every level, this is a frequency shifting event from the sun and the initiations you're going to have, from the Mayan magic in the land and the temples, the history, the things I'm going to teach you about the symbols, the meaning, the true meaning behind these beautiful guides. The Maya had a beautiful culture. They lived in such attunement, but not just with Earth, but with the stars and the star people and beyond. And they could predict. They had the most sophisticated calendar. They actually had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books that the Spanish burned. So they had the best writing system. They were first people to come up with the zero. And what I love about many of these cultures, Egypt as well, Greece also, is that they knew, they could see into the future. They knew this moment was happening. So what a perfect time to return and to talk to these ancestors. They are there. They're living. This time is alive. When you're standing there, every other moment is there. We're going to tune in to the ancestors that were doing this ceremony, to the priestesses and the priests who were having their initiation, and we are going to join our groups together. So this is part of what I do. I go now. I went the other day. I'll be going several more times. This one is only an hour from my house. And I speak to the land. I speak to the spirits. I always sit on the Temple of Venus, and I travel with the grandmothers or the watchers or whoever wants to come. And if you are looking for a spiritual experience unlike any other, if you're looking to accelerate your gifts, accelerate your ability to see, sense, hear energies, clairvoyance, clairaudience, whatever, open yourself to a new realm of possibilities, to not just hoping to have a communication now and then or talking to the same old kinds of things, but actually introducing a living, breathing magic, a life force, a lifestyle to you that's full of beauty and light and softness and abundance and caring. You're going to be held by Ishel. I'm going to share a lot about beautiful Ishel. So Ishel, So this is the second part, however, just come to both. This is the dolphin healing, light weaving, interspecies communication, and I'm going to be doing a whole thing on that in a day or two. So it's going to be receiving love and joy infusions, as you can see here with my beloved friend. Oh my goodness. So this is actually Anubis and his mother Osiris. I know. Don't look at me. And the other one is, no, she keeps hopping out. Why are you hopping out? Thor. Oh, okay, that's Thor. I thought it was Celine. Okay. And I'm going to teach you animal inter-species communication. So more than just getting the healing and the kissing and the vibration and the heart-to-heart weaving, you're going to do light weaving on yourself, on each other, on the dolphins. You're going to receive healing from them. We do an epic, amazing floating meditation. I'm going to tell you all the reasons why. When you go in there, your dreams are going to come true when you come out. Teaching this to my wishes fulfilled class, that when you go to sleep, it's the same thing when you go in to do this work with the dolphins. They raise your frequency. They give you what's called bliss brain. You get super, super happy. They recalibrate you. It's amazing all the things that are going to happen, and you're going to have communication with them and divinity. We do dolphin divining, like with wheels, and it's going to be exquisite. Okay, and we're doing all that in the beautiful PA. So now, this is all about the solar initiations. So let's focus back again on that. As the ancient Maya are coming alive to us, this is about the return. So many cultures, many traditions. I'm schooled in the ancient Egyptian mystery schools and some cosmic and galactic schools. And in New Mexico and the Lakota Sioux shamanically here, and also in Greece. And what happens is you start to see that the mystery schools, that the teachings that led you to truth, that led you to true power, which is understanding the abundance of the universe is all here. You're divine. You choose. If you try to chase it, get it, steal it, kill someone for it, and take their stuff, then you're telling the universe, I don't have any stuff, and you're never going to keep that stuff. So none of that worked, and it doesn't work, and it keeps perpetuating that. The ancient Maya, the ancient Egyptians in certain points, the ancient Maya were seeded by the ancient Atlanteans. And Itzamna was the first god. Ishel was his wife, or the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine that came from Atlantis. And they know this, they believe this, they write about it. This is part of their tradition. And so when you understand some of the mysteries and the magic, you understand that these are universal. And Egypt was also seeded with both by Atlanteans. And so we have a lot of the same wisdom, magic, and understanding being told in different mystic languages. And now that it's gone through time, it's lost its living aspect. People don't believe in it. People don't show up and do regular ceremonies at it. People don't communicate with the stars and the spirit guides. So they don't appear the way that they used to, so regularly, so freely, so clearly. Yet the energies are there. And you will activate them when you go to these sacred sites, not just be in this moment, but you're going to activate your other lives in that place. And you're going to activate mentors or loved ones or medicine or magic or a whole host of other possibilities that happen to you. So when you come with me, we literally open the doors to other worlds. And these temples are portals to other dimensions. They're portals to Egypt, they're portals to certain stars, just like in Egypt, the ones go to Orion, some go to Sirius, and so on. These are portals through time and space. These are portals to other Mayan pyramids, and all pyramids around the planet are also connected. So the star, earth, and time wisdom, masters of time, was vast. And they created hundreds of temples, and these are really temples of transformation because these are ceremony centers, right? And they aligned with the earth energies and other sacred centers. Now, the ancient Maya wisdom keepers of light, they walked in both worlds, and they harnessed the sunlight on specific dates to receive solar initiations. Now, give me 1 second here. I just want to make sure. Oh, okay, I'm in the right place. um, so I want to I'll just bring a few of these up here. So, okay. So, the same thing at Stonehenge. That's why we're going there with Maria Wheatley in the fall, beginning of September. Profound goddesses of Stonehenge. She's found them, long skulled queens, priestesses, all these things. We're going to go to these. It's going to be amazing. So you go to these because they hold energy, and whether you know they hold energy or you understand or you've been schooled in any of the wisdom doesn't matter. You probably feel it. That's why it's a sacred space to you. So when you go here, you're getting downloaded from the minute that you start to think of coming, the minute you put your deposit down for the retreat, so to speak. You start to communicate. You're saying yes to your soul, to this calling, to the ancient spirit of the Maya. You're saying yes to these entities, Kukulkan, the Ekbalam, the Jaguar, and Ishel, Itzamna, and others that we work with. Now, this is the end result. And when you are standing there, you get the initiation. And once it rises all the way through that door, it starts doing this glowing thing. Because here you see it doesn't have that beam of light coming. However, you walk forward 10 feet or so and we'll guide you. And the sun will rise again through the door because you're changing the line of horizon, and you'll receive it all over again. And then you'll walk ahead and you'll receive it again. And we got it 7 times before we got as close as we could to the temple. So this is our goal. And you're going there as an initiate. You've probably been there before. You've probably been with me in some kind of sacred Mayan life. And you're going there for your personal reasons now. And your personal reasons are to awaken your spirit and to understand who you are, and understanding that you receive the download of this sacred light. This is sacred, liquid, luminous, gold, spiritual sunlight. Okay, so here you can see how we're a little further away when we start. Okay, so when you tune into this spiritual technology, and all of these kinds of sites in every culture have spiritual technology, some of it is still carved there. Egypt is just spiritual, alchemical formulas, solutions, instructions carved everywhere. Whatever's left here is similar. So anywhere that you can still find ancient carvings or scripts or symbols. However, we have the beauty of being there in person, so that when we're there, we're touching that land, we're breathing that air, that those ancestors, those sisters and brothers of light that performed these rituals, that knew and understood, they're there. They're going to embody, and not embody, they're going to guide us. They're going to become embodied and guide us. That's part of the spiritual technology of amplifying an earth energy and a cosmic energy, and doing it over and over and over, many, 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 many times a year, not once a year. So the solstices, the equinoxes, even the other ones, okay? And there's more. And there's 4 more. And then what you have also is you have eclipses, you have full moons, you have the moon going through its cycle. We just ended the full moon, just reached its pinnacle point and started to go back on a big cycle. It was called a rare lunar alignment that happened last month. You can bet that there's somewhere at these sites that a temple is aligned to that, to the moon rise, to the moon set, to the sun rise, to the sun set on certain dates at certain times. And the mathematical accuracy is crazy. So that heart-centered lifestyle is still alive today. I live amongst the Maya. I've come to understand their soft nature, and it's very, very beautiful. There's still, even though, of course, they're living like, there's some that live in the jungle still, okay, but the ones that live in my fishing village have homes. So there's, living a modern life, so to speak. They still have that soft, beautiful nature. They walk with softness. They don't ring bells. They don't knock on your door. They will not take money from you if it's not for them. They have a very deep connection to spirit, and it still exudes from them. And this is part of the gift that you're going to come back to. So the ancients left us sacred symbols, writings, traditions, ceremonies, understanding of realities of the three worlds and how to live in it. There's many more, but they would simplify it, and then that made it easy to live in connection to your multidimensional self, which is what we're being called to do now. So these sacred sites were designed to awaken consciousness, and it's very unusual that you go to one of these sites. We'll be going to Stonehenge, we'll be going to other sacred circles, sacred sites, stone sites, um, uh, mythical sites, springs, all kinds of things in England next year. It's that year in the fall, and it's the same thing. They hold multidimensional portals. Okay, they awaken consciousness. They cleanse and clear energy. They renew. They all have a different signature, like we mentioned. So these ancient sites hold multidimensional portals. That's the purpose. One of the big purposes was to open a dimensional portal. The Stargates, you could call them that too, and other dimensions and the underworld. So the purpose was to say, I'm in a body, but I'm divine, and I want to travel the universe. I want to understand its mysteries. I want to open doors. I want to open walls. Frequency and sound is being tested now, that certain frequencies played inside of this one sacred stone thing that we went in and I did a ceremony in England, makes this stone disappear that makes the wall, and it turns into a doorway or a portal into the rest of the structure, which has no doorway. So there's doorways in dimension, doorways into physical temples. I've done this, and I've seen this. I've been given this vision of an ancient Mayan life with my partner that I'll share with you probably another time. So I want you to understand the benefits you get to this. Oh, it's cool and it's fun. Yes, it's exotic. You get to have some amazing Mexican and Mayan food. Yes, it's a gorgeous in paradise here. We're going to be on the beach. Yes, we're going to go in beautiful cenotes. We're going to have ceremonies with exquisite people. You're going to be blessed. You're going to be pampered. You're going to be staying at beautiful luxury condos and really unusual historic hotels, and right on the site of Chichen Itza. And you're going to see these solar initiations. And I'm going to be there teaching you the Mayan magic, doing energy work and light work, so that we can all move through this beautiful portal of the equinox in our most optimal way. So the equinox of the ancient Mayan, this is the sunset. So we don't want to do the sunset. We're going to come back to that later. Here's the sunrise. So Sibyl Chaltun is the one that I was showing you behind me. And this is some of the highlights from when I went. So at 5 a.m., this is what it looked like. Maybe it was darker, but this was after a little bit of time. You could see the stars. That was a crescent moon. You can walk around the site. You can stand. You can connect. We'll be doing things, but you have to go very early to be let in, and then they close it. On the other end of this very long walkway right here that we're looking down is the Temple of Venus. There you can see the crescent moon. You can see the colors changing. You can feel the frequency and the energy changing as the sun is starting to rise. So another thing that I know now about earth energies is that the earth energies also change during the night, during the day, during the sunrise, during the sunset, that actually wherever you are, there is an energy sort of power down and power up at the sunset and the sunrise. And when you wake before the sunrise, or you go out for a walk for the sunrise, that magical moment right around that time offers you completely different medicine than the noon sun or the sunset. Okay, so this is really understanding the depth and the richness that's available to you in something that we take for granted. So there we are. I was protecting myself from the mosquitoes. And here now we're getting closer and closer to the moment You can see that it's still misty. You can see the temple that was built over it is still partially in the front and to the side of it. It's only partially been excavated. You cannot go in it. So now just begin to tune in and imagine that you are here. And it is March 21st. It is the equinox. And this is the equinox. You've been doing ceremony. You've received a heart opening, rebirth in a mother womb cave with cacao. And you've gone on beautiful places, and you've seen and had a jaguar initiation and vision quest. And you've stayed in beautiful colonial towns. And you've learned Mayan magic. And you've been cleansed with sound healings. And you know you are here in the right place at the right time, at the right moment. You're ready for your initiation. Your initiation to reawaken, to renew, to resurrect, to bring life force, fertility, abundance. And you're standing here, silence. Everyone is completely captivated. The light going from purple to orange and misty to glowing. You sense and taste the solar energy. Kukulkan, thank you, bringer of love, light. You look at that misty light on the sides and breathe in the medicine. Then you look at the two little windows and you breathe in their medicine. Now you look at the portal. This dimensional portal is much more than just an opening in a physical building on Earth. You are between the worlds. This is the equal moment. As the sun is getting ready to rise, you breathe deeply in. You feel peace and love. Your heart is at rest, saturated with love. You feel supported, loved. All your guides and light, the fairies, the butterflies. And I am all around you. Getting higher, getting stronger. The sun is reaching for you and reaching, becoming more and more intense. Now you can sense other feelings, awakening your intuition, awakening your light, your love, all the aspects of your heart opening. Now you focus just on that door. It's opening a door in your forehead. Your initiation has opened a portal between the worlds into the light, following the sacred. You're bathed in this. You're saturated with this light. More and more of it is shining. Wings are growing on the temple and on you. This temple of transformation is a temple of your 7 chakras. And the solar serpent has come down and poured light into your 3rd eye. And now the wings of your crown chakra can awaken. They open effortlessly. Breathe in the medicine. Let the light bathe you, saturate you. Deep into your brain, into your glands, into your all-seeing eye, connecting every part of your inner eye Now, the daylight is here. You receive a new Mayan attunement, and we walk together. Our auras vibrating in synchronicity with the land and the sun. And the eye of the divine is opened and called us forward. We go towards the temple. It opens a bubble of light. An eye appears. You now receive your sacred download from this temple. It's unique and special medicine. Your inner vision, your light, and your truth expand. And now the sun and your heart. Take a moment in sacred embrace. And a door opens in your heart. Connects to the door open in your eye and your crown. The dimensions of reality and the powers of creation are open to you now. Receive them graciously. Respect them. Honor them. Protect them. And enjoy them. As your divine self and your human self merge back together, the initiation will continue to process. And as we make our way in a new multidimensional light body, because like this is showing your light body is now become multiplied. Your inner eye has now become wider, broader, clearer. And you are entangled and infinitely connected to this sacred place, this sacred space. The light beings embodied in this ray, you can see them sitting on the steps here, sending you their messages. You can see them and feel them here. As they bring the wisdom of the ancestors, the stars, the sun, and your soul purpose to you. So Chris and I would love for you to join us on this sacred magic, Mayan, and mystery tour. And I'm going to close that for today and invite you to join me again and again over the next few weeks. I want to share the solar descent of the famous feathered serpent at Chichen Itza, because we will go from here to eat, because we're going to be up really early, and then we're going to head to Chichen Itza, and we're going to be there for the sunset equinox solar initiation, where the serpent comes down the pyramid. And we have a lot of beautiful surprises that we're going to do there. More magic, more solar initiation, and you can even go to the night show if you'd like. So I'll share more of that with you at that point. This is another picture of the sacred stelae that is a little bit in front. That's a carved panel that has a lot of wisdom, sacred magic, and mysteries. You can touch that, stand at that, download that. And the sun has risen higher. So we We'll probably stay from 5 a.m. until maybe 9. We'll head out at 9 to get some delicious breakfast. On the other parts of the site, they have this gorgeous cenote. Look at how clear this water is. This is a cenote that is open to the sky, the earth over it. Um, this whole peninsula was formed with bubbles from the crater, from the meteor that landed out here. So the ones we go into are enclosed. We go in, and this one you can't swim in. But look at the life force here. And here we're up on top of another pyramid. And I love this place because you can climb. This is the Temple of Venus. And you can go right to the top. And here's one of our beautiful butterfly friends. There's always, in the Temple of Venus, you can actually go down inside and see some of the carved walls. And there's some very interesting medicine and information there that I'll share with you about this, but it's quite a special place. And this is looking from the Temple of Venus all the way down that road. You can barely see it, is the temple that I just showed you where the sun rises. That's my beloved Temple Venus. And this is some more. I'm eating one of those grasses. They ask us to eat the medicine of the grasses that grow out of the pyramids because it grew there. And this is on the Temple of Venus. So we will, time permitting, we will most likely go up and have a activation alone or as a group on the Temple of Venus. Magic and miracles happen on that temple. To me, it's my portal. There's a little doggy that came with us one day to do our meditation. So we will go into Chichen Itza another day. And I want to make sure that where are you? There you are. Right now, all we have is the information that's on the shop. We have that all in a nice PDF. If you would like it, let us know. We'll send that to you. And we have only 10 spots. 2 are taken. And so that includes all the accommodation. And I did a stellar job, I have to say. I was consumed by it for quite a while, getting just the right places to stay. So we're visiting some very charming and beautiful colonial towns and cities, staying at some old homes, colonial homes that are now hotels, and having some gorgeous food, getting the history, getting the sacred ancient megalithic kind of energies, getting the colonial energies, getting the current culture's energies, and really being you'll be so charmed. You won't believe how charming and warm and wonderful everyone is here. It's why I live here. It's why I still live here. And I love it more than ever. And I do ask that you bring some white to wear when we go on the day of the equinox. And if you want to wear the day before this, we go to Ekbalam, and we will be going to do a ceremony at the Jaguar Temple, the Jaguar Pyramid, the altar with the teeth and all the wonderful things like angels and guides. And I'll teach you all about what those mean. So you're going to have 2 days before the equinox where you're going to have ceremonies and you're going to have beautiful purifying things, and I'm preparing you beautifully, and cacao. And then you're going to have these 2 on the equinox, but the day before we're going to be doing our Jaguar Vision Quest. So we're going to call in the Jaguar Spirit, of course, my favorite. We're going to be working with Kukulkan then, of course, on the day of the equinox, because he's the solar god and he's the one coming down the temple. He's the one that's going to guide you back to yourself. And Jaguar helps us cross over to death, cross through darkness, see through the dark, see past the dark, renewal, how to live in harmony with earth, and so much more. So the detachment you learn, the beauty you learn, the healings that you have will lead to these beautiful days at the pyramids. And then we will head back to our gorgeous Caribbean town and stay on the beach or near the beach right there. It's a little beach town, pretty much everything. And we will have our sacred cenote nearby. We're going to have a rebirthing with a profound and amazing man and his team or partner They do Tibetan sound bowls, enormous ones, small ones, clearings, cleansing. They combine all kinds of different sound healing before and once you're in the water. The water is vibrating, you're vibrating, they're pouring it on you. It is, and I've had so many of these ceremonies, something quite profound that I'm really pleased to have gotten him because he's very busy. He was going around the world last year. And then our final day will be our Mayan ceremony with Christian. So I'm going to share all that with you, and we're going to get more pictures up for you. I wanted to get the details out. I wanted to get the amazing accommodations pinned down, and I want you to reach out to me if you need any help. The other question is, do you have a fear or do you have questions? So, of course, you can send them to me. However, what I would really love is if you would, I'm going to do a call for people who want to come on the retreat but think they can't for fill in the blank reason. Money, health, people, time, job, cats, dogs, fear. I don't know what, people could be afraid of flying and stuff like that, right? So please let us know. And really, really incredible. So I want to say, oh, hi, Lisa. Beautiful trip. If you ever need assistance on these retreats, I'm trained in many different offerings. How is it? Isn't it wonderful? How looks amazing and reasonable for a whole. Well, it's not a month. It's 10 days, right? It's 10 days, but it includes all of your accommodations and all your lunches and all the magical ceremonies and everything we're going to do and the transportation. So it's really wonderful. We have an amazing driver, and he will be with us. He'll be staying with us in all the hotels where we go and traveling with us. So it's going to be like we go on the road together on a spiritual pilgrimage, and we come back to the coast reborn. And then we have our beautiful Mayan ceremony. And then if you wish to stay, you stay for the dolphins, and you have a day of rest and a day of fun in between. Okay, thank you, everybody. Namaste, and I will see you soon for talking to our dolphin friends. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Namaste.